Well, JT got the job done! Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Heads Up Video Cast recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Baltimore Orioles as the Phillies defeat the Orioles by a final score of 3-2. As Realmuto hits a two-run walk-off triple there in the bottom of the 10th inning. That was just something spectacular, ladies and gentlemen, after the Orioles intentionally walked Bryce Harper to face Realmuto, and Realmuto makes them pay. Now, guys, before getting into this, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please notification your bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Great victory last night. I would like to see us score a couple more runs, right? It took us 10 innings to beat the Baltimore Orioles, but you know what? A win is a win, right? And this was an exciting win. I think we're going to build much momentum after this. I'm not too sure. Either way, I think it could go either way, but, this team is still, in my opinion, around a 500 team. You can't deny that. Go take a look at their record over the past 4 seasons. They're around 500. You can't say they're not a 500 team. They haven't proven otherwise. You can't say they're not a 500 team. Yes, they could have potential of being, above 500 team, but they're right around 500 over the past 4 seasons. So you can't say otherwise. But this was definitely an exciting victory. Not a great victory at any stretch. This offense, though, is still really just not doing its job. The fact that it took you this long to score 3 runs against the Baltimore Orioles, that's sad. That is sad. I'm not trying to discount a win, but I'm just stating my opinion. And my opinion is, come on. You got to do a better job than this. A win is a win, as I just said. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the 4th inning, Ramon Reyes singles on the line drive to center field. Richie Martin comes around to score as it's now 1-0 Baltimore here in the top of the 4th. As the Orioles get on the board first, now a 1-0 lead. So the Orioles, not the best decision making by Joe Girardi in that inning, right? Donis Medina gets to start his first of the season, right? Did make a start last year against the Toronto Blue Jays at series finale where he only got blown out by the Blue Jays, but he still won the series 3 out of 4. He started that game last year, I remember that. So he didn't do so well, and he was all right last night. He was fine. He kept us in the ball game. That was really pretty much his only mistake of the ball game. We pick it up bottom of the 6th inning, Andrew McCutchen. He doubles on a sharp line drive to left field, and Realmuto comes around to score. A guy also doubled, so back-to-back doubles here for the Phillies. Number 22 for number 22, so Kutch's 22nd double of the season as the Phillies tie it at 1. So that was a very, very nice, right on cue, right? Back-to-back doubles to tie the game at 1 for the Phillies. So Andrew McCutchen, Uncle Larry doing his job right there. Great to see that. Then we pick it up top of the 10th inning off of Ian Kennedy, of course. Now, in fairness, this wasn't an unearned run, of course, since Kevin Gutierrez was on second to start off the inning. But, it's a double nevertheless. As Austin Hayes doubles on the line drive to left field. Kevin Gutierrez comes around to score as the Orioles now lead it 2-1. So I was pretty frustrated. I'm like, come on. And we're about to lose a series to the Baltimore Orioles and hope not to get swept out tomorrow. But I'm thinking, all these comeback victories this year. You remember the walk-off grand slam by Brad Miller? It was like whenever we're trailing in extra innings at home, we seem to win. We seem to come back. I remember the Brad Miller walk-off grand slam against the Nationals. You can't even forget the fact that we were down 7-0 in that ball game, but not really relevant to them. That's an awesome thing we did there. Not really relevant to the story I'm trying to tell. We were losing that game, when Brad Miller hit that walk-off grand slam. So it seems like, the Phillies actually do pretty well here in these kind of situations, surprisingly. They don't really seem like a kind of team who would, but they do. As you pick up the scoring summary at the bottom of the 10th inning, JT Realmuto triples on a line drive to right field the other way. As Juan Torres comes around to score, and then Bryce Harper, who was hustling, man. This guy was flying. You saw how excited he was, the pure emotion from Harp when he scored to give the Phillies a 3-2 win. So unbelievable. This was such an exciting victory. This was just an exciting game to watch in the end, right? That whole 10th inning was pretty cool, right? The Phillies go down 1, and then JT Realmuto gets his 4th triple of the season. It's amazing. A catcher that had 4 triples. I've kind of toned down the BCIB talk, if you really noticed that. It's pretty cool to have a catcher have 4 triples, in a season. That's pretty unheard of. It just goes to show you Realmuto's speed and just pure athleticism. He's a pretty athletic guy, of course. So it's pretty cool. It's a natural talent for JT Realmuto. Drew Barrera gets to start at leadoff spot, collecting a lot of one-hit games. Got one last night. Gene Segura cooling off a little bit. So he frustrates me sometimes. He just kind of looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. But Bryce Harper, man, so much for him cooling off, right? I mean, I knew I wasn't true at all. I mean, he had that pretty decent game in New York on Sunday night with the second base fly. That ball he crushed out to, I believe that was left center field. And then the first game of the series, he didn't do great. I mean, man, oh man, he just missed a homer, smoked the ball to Warren, tracked the center field to find out AB. And then last night, he did his job, right? Got a career high in doubles, now at 39. So Bryce Harper now surpasses his total of 38 doubles from 2015 with a double last night. And some base running mistakes, so, I mean, he needs to do a better job with that. But 2 hits last night for Bryce, also mixing in that intentional walk. When you intentional walk Bryce Harper, man, you're going to have to pay. You know, JT Realmuto made them pay. And Hyde, the manager there was, I probably would have much rather faced Matt Vierling. But nevertheless, I mean, hey, I mean, a win is a win. Thank you, Brandon Hyde. You know, Bryce Harper, man, I mean, they're just scared to death to pitch on, man. I mean, average now at 313, OPS at 1,050. What is there left to say about this guy? I mean, is the NL MVP race over? That's what I was saying the other day. I mean, is it over? I think that there is a serious question. Maybe it is. I mean, hopefully he homers tonight. I will be there. But Bryce Harper has just totally run away with this lead, in my opinion. It's not even close. As we approach the final week and a half of the season, I got to think the NL MVP is Bryce Harper. I mean, this guy has just been unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And JT Realmuto, I mean, the Phillies has the player of the game with that clutch. 2 RBI trouble to win the ball game for the Phils. JT Realmuto, it seems weird to be saying that, right? Not a clutch hitter, but he was clutch right there. So 2 RBIs with the run scored. You know, Bryce Harper scoring the game-winning run, as I just said. You know, going back to Bryce there, but you know, Rod Torres and Bryce scoring on the JT Realmuto walk-off triple. It's pretty rare to see a walk-off triple. Just goes to show you how bang that play was a home play, right? That was close. Bryce Harper was hustling, as they keep saying. So it's pretty rare to have a walk-off triple like that. And Andrew Gutschin, 2 hits last night. Hopefully he's starting to see the ball better. We talked about this before. You know, back-to-back doubles, him and JT, as he scored JT after he doubled. So Andrew Gutschin with that RBI. That was nice to see. Didi Gregorius continues to do nothing, right? Average now at 211. OPS sits at 636. I mean, you have a 636 OPS, and you could play almost every day. I mean, it just goes to show you how bad this guy is and what a bad year he's had. I do think he's a better player than what his numbers say right now. But he's just had a bad year. I'm not trying to call anybody out saying, oh, people think he's having a good year. I'm not saying that at all. But this guy has not done this job this year, and it's been extremely frustrating. This guy has just not had a good year. I don't know what else to say anymore. I just man, he's been bad defensively. He's been bad at the plate. He's just not been good. He had that injury towards the beginning of the season. It's just frustrating. You know, it is just frustrating. It did come out with a lot of fire. Remember, like the first week of the season, he actually was doing pretty well. And it didn't last. I mean, that was pretty brief, of course. Freddie Galvis going against his former squad again last night, collects 2 hits, gets to start a third. It's nice to see Freddie do his job last night, going against his former squad, the Orioles. Gets his average now up to 253. Take a look at the bullpen game last night. Adonis Benita did get the start, as I said before, 3 2/3. Former number 1 prospects, by the way. 4 hits, 1 run was earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. All right. I mean, 1.590 ERA. So pretty good. I mean, he did fine, right? I mean, he wasn't locating, too well, wasn't really executing too well. Much better than his, quote, start he had against the Toronto Blue Jays last year in September in that 4-game series. And Jose Alvarado, a nice inning and a third, coming in there in the 4th and doing his job well, and then coming back out for the 5th to finish out that 5th inning. And Richard Bradley, despite allowing that 1 hit, right, he did pretty well. And Hector Neris, had a nice solid 2 innings, right? And everybody was, totally flipping out when he, allowed that. I believe that was a 2-run shot a week and a half ago against the Colorado Rockies. But you know what? He settled down since then. He settled down ever since the All-Star break. Here I am, like the ones, ladies and gentlemen. It's been insane for Hector Neris and Ian Kennedy, man. I'm not going to go too hard on him, right? I mean, 2 innings. And of course did allow the go-ahead RBI double by Austin Hayes. But like I said, when I was discussing that play, that wasn't on a run for Ian Kennedy, but he would have gotten the loss. We would have lost this game, and instead he gets the win, as he is now 3-1 in the year. And in my opinion, as I discussed before, records for pitchers are irrelevant to begin with, in my opinion, but they're especially relevant when it's a guy coming out of the bullpen. So I don't really put too much emphasis on the record. I don't think many people do, but it's a Phillies win, a 3-2 win. I'm not really going to say it's a solid win. I'm not, and I don't want to overuse the word solid, so I'm not going to say it's a solid win. It took you 10 innings to score 3 runs against the Baltimore Orioles. I'm going to be objective. I'm not going to sit here in front of the camera and say, oh, well, it was great. It was awesome. This and this and that. I mean, we should have done a much better job at scoring these, getting guys in, right? I mean, yes, some base running mistakes haunted us when we collect 9 hits. I mean, we should have scored way more than 3 runs on 9 hits. I mean, 9 hits isn't anything spectacular either, but we should have done a much better job. But you know what? A win is a win. I'm not really going to complain too much about that. Here I am complaining. Say I'm not going to complain, but I am complaining. I'm contradicting myself right there. But you know, it is what it is. But that was pretty cool. I mean, not only was the Realmuto walk-off triple pretty cool, but this is like the Bryce Harper, like showing his flair and emotion. That was just awesome. I just love this guy. This is not Harper Fanatics video cast, but what I'm trying to say is it's just this guy is just so, he's just so fiery. It's just fun to see this guy play. So this is just pretty cool last night. Pretty cool scene in South Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. So in that bottom 10 inning, that was pretty cool. As you go take a look at some of the scores from yesterday, go take a look at the division rivals. The Washington Nationals and Miami Marlins, both teams way down the NL East standings, as the Nationals are in last place, of course, with a 62-89 record. But they defeat the Miami Marlins 7-1 last night. A pretty irrelevant game. Two teams that are just way out of it. You know, they're just absolutely just terrible. They're having really, really pathetic seasons. And the Braves continue to do their jobs against the bad teams. And I talked about it yesterday. What did I say after the 2-0 loss? I said, everybody's flipping out because the Braves are winning. Everybody's like, oh, well, the Braves are winning. Well, the reason why they're winning is because they're playing the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's why they're winning. Yeah, you're right. But did the Phillies do a good job of beating the Arizona Diamondbacks? No, they did not in Arizona. Of course, they did take 3-4 when the Diamondbacks came to Citizens Bank Park, but they certainly didn't do their job when they went out there to Chase Field. So you can't really use that excuse. That's a poor excuse. You got to go take a look what the Phillies did too. You have to be objective. Of course, I can't stand the Braves. I want to win this division so bad, but you have to be objective. That's very, very important. And objectively, and the Braves have done a much better job at beating the bad teams. That is why they're in first place. I mean, yes, they're only 9 games above 500, which is pretty pathetic. But in first place is first place. So we sit 3 back for the Atlanta Braves. If we don't gain any ground, at least we didn't lose ground, right? I think that's important to talk about. We didn't lose ground. But what was oversaid on Saturday night? I guess the New York Mets about a post-game interview on Fox Sports. It's if we can be in striking distance, by the time we get to Truist Park down in Atlanta, that is going to be huge. If we're like 1.5 games out, like 2 games out, I mean, that series is going to be crucial. And then we have to if we take care of business in that series, we have to take care of business against the Miami Marlins at Lone Depot Park. And the Cardinals continue to just stay red hot as they are now riding a 10-game winning streak, as they are now 4 up on the Cincinnati Reds. And can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? Can you believe this? The Philadelphia Phillies now have a better record than the San Diego Padres, as we are now 77-74. The Padres sit at 76-74, so we have a better winning percentage than them. Crazy, crazy. Who would have told me this? I mean, they have collapsed. I don't know what has happened to these guys, but hard to believe, man. The Los Angeles Dodgers 15.5 games up. This is crazy, and the Dodgers trail the Giants by this 1 game. I mean, NL West, man, I mean, that is a juggernaut of division out there, man. We'd be done if we were in that division. Yes, the Phillies trailed the second wild card spot by 4.5. Cincinnati Reds trail it by 4. So those are your little, division updates there. Some playoff odds. Do I think the Phillies are going to make the playoffs? Probably not. Probably not. If you want my honest opinion, I mean, they could. I think it's 50-50, but my gut tells me probably not. Some club news. The Phillies designated Tyler Phillips for assignment and then granted his release yesterday. And the Phillies did activate Luke Williams off of the virus IL, as he is now back, as Mickey Moniak got optioned back down to AAA Lehigh Valley. And everybody was making such a big deal because he was raking down there. And this and this and that. What did he do when he came into the big leagues? Nothing. He did absolutely nothing, of course. But in fairness, it's hard to get a guy going when you have him up and down, up and down, up and down. Go do it, Spencer Howard. We're kind of toying around with Alec Boehm. I mean, of course, he's hurt right now, but it's just frustrating, man. I mean, the way we just misuse our prospects. So, guys, enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Answer Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email me, phillieshatstuv@gmail.com. So 7-5 the first pitch tonight, as we have Akin on the mound for Baltimore, 2-10, 6.93 ERA. This guy has just had a bad year, and we got Zach Wheeler on the mound for the Phils, 14-9 with a 2.83 ERA. The ace. So you got to win this game tonight. There's no excuse. You got to take at least right at 4 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So guys, thank you for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. Akin Wheeler. I'll see you guys.